don't want to move your arms faster than your body, and that's pretty much true. You want them to stay just like that satellite.
Yes, yes, but you see, you're gaining this amount of energy in that club shaft and head through the pendulum action. My club is traveling twice as fast as my left arm.
That wouldn't have to take effect without the wrist action.
Yeah.
That's not so much automatic.
It's a matter of you're letting a muscle that is contracted going back to a state of rest. And the time it takes to go from a state of contraction to a relaxation or state of rest is a tonus, you know, in a latent period of muscles. The latent period of muscles is that time to get back to the state of rest. And you like somebody, like a step and touch it, he speaks very slow. He'd have a very slow reaction because that's the way his brain works. Take a person like talks like that Canadian that you're talking about. He's got a very fast, you know, motion.
Like the motion of that left arm on the back to the beginning, the left hand. Is he going to turn?
You don't turn first. Shift and bend a little bit. See, it'll rotate it slightly. You don't, you know, when you, as your right elbow bends, it causes it to rotate.
Yeah, the right elbow bend.
Yeah, the right elbow bending causes the left arm to rotate.
The opposite, the right elbow straightening causes it to rotate it back.
Yeah.
So the point of right elbow bend is when the left forearm rotates.
I'm going back this way. See, when I grip the club to have the heel of the hand on top, I don't grip it like this and have the side. I'm on top. My hand is slightly, and is not in the expansion, it's slightly in that way. See, I don't grip this way and come underneath the club. I grip this way. You hear me that? Look, I don't grip this way. I grip now. If I put a club just like that, I don't have a straight hand. As I come back and get it straight. So my left hand is coming into that position and then turning, you know, so I do a radial flexion and have a plane of the golf club where it should be. And this is coming this way and relax that pronatus muscle, come back to square. Latent period of muscles from relaxation to the state of rest. And everyone has a latent period of that thing, and it's different with everyone to certain degrees, you know. And see, the things that work muscle are acetylcholine. It's a liquid in the system, and you have electrical stimulation from the brain. And that acetylcholine is just like putting vinegar on your tongue. It causes a contraction. That's what that does when you stimulate that, and it's just like adding an electrical shock to it, and you cause a contraction. You know?
People get the wrist.
You do not, well, your club is off plane.
What would make them do that?
They want to feel like they're cocking, but they uncock in the left hand when they do this. The hand's uncocked when they're zero. The hand this way, now you can come and use the third lever. You can use the third lever in this position. You understand that?
Putting their hand in the club incorrectly would help cause that as well.
Well, usually if you put the hands this way to get up there, they want to feel something, and they'll do that with it. Well, they'll cause you to turn the blade too much before you hit the ball. Because you're going into a pronation before you start a swing. You're in a pronated position that way. You want to stay to non-pronation, non-supination, but there's a slight hop extension to get the heel of the hand over the club.
How about players that become players with a very strong left-hand grip?
Well, you do watch every woman on the tour. They all have a strong left-hand grip, right? Almost every one. And if you watch most of the players, it's just like you have a wet rag. And you come here and you twist one hand this way and one hand that way, and you get a solidness in the grip. Yeah. You feel that? Like the club grip is a wet towel. You're going to squeeze the water out of it by one hand against the other.
Players that go like Trevino and Fogle like this, are they trying to
Well,
go more this
no, sir. They're coming through with a pulling action. See, he pulls. He doesn't pull. He didn't rotate the left side from the left spine erect. He does it with a lat, and that shortens up a little bit, like it causes him to cut across the ball. You know.
Dan Paul does that too?
Well, I haven't seen him swing. He possibly does, but you don't want it in flexion. Here, you want an extension. You want it flat.
Because on this side, they have the real look of under and up.
Yeah.
Ball.
Well, you can come under and up that way, but that's making a loop in a swing. Understand? The way we do it, we don't have to loop.
How would you, when it's windy, how would you hit a low shot? Just put the ball back?
Well, you can put it back and hit down into it, but it rises quick. But you can, because when you play it back, you are reducing the loft of a club. But if I want to hit a driver and hit it low, I play it forward and catch it on the upswing with the bottom half of the club.
What about an iron?
I play it back toward the right foot, called punch shot. Now, see, when you go out to the hitting area, I'll show you how to punch a ball low, hit it high, hook, high hook, low hook, high slice, low slice, fade, you know.
I got one question. Rick was Dave was talking about this one. We had Freddie Couples, who's one of the longer hitters on the tour, who gets in what he calls a turbo risk.
Yes, but see, he comes out of it. He's got it in a bad position, but if he drops it immediately, and he's coming back that way.
He always seems to be swinging so smooth.
He's got a good shoulder turn, good shift. But see, that's putting in a bad position, but eradicating it before it got back to impact.
Talent to come back and
Yeah, I mean, hell, you take Cupid used to come back like this, and you know, and that Miller Barber, like that, you know. Then he comes back, and then he get it straightened out, like he come down and hit it fairly well, you know. But whatever mistake you make, if you can eradicate it before you get back to the ball, you know, that's well and good. But why do a mistake? Why have motion that's unnecessary? You want to make the motion as simple as possible.
Hitting it far, though.
I increase the shift speed and hand speed.
Well, I'm just talking about, say, your irons, you know, because you want to be accurate. You want to hit your irons a certain distance. And it seems like that you have more variation. As your irons got longer, you might have more variation as you hit different shots.
Well, the longer iron is played near the left foot. You're according to the lay of that we call the lead of the club.
You know what I'm saying? When you say you're hitting a 3 iron 230 yards
Yeah.
instead of 200, is there more variation for hitting it over the green or short or whatever, or do you think it would still be?
Well, no, you see, when you decide what tempo you use on a swing, you're not trying to get the maximum distance on a golf course. When you're playing, you use a cruising speed. And I use a count of 1001, 1001. I do it a little bit faster than a second. And I hit that ball, and I'm just controlling the arc of the club head.
You slow it down maybe to 80% or something like that to get
Yeah, well, see, in 85, I'm 75. They check my swing at 133 miles an hour. I used to be up around 160. Nicholas swings 116. But he's not trying to drive a driving contest, you know.
Mike, talk for a minute about Rick Step and Joe. Some people are built differently than others. Some people's arms might hang more turned in,
Yeah.
turned out. Does that affect how you hold the club? Do you grip it differently?
Just put your palms together. You just put the palm to palm. Palm to palm. Right there. Regardless of whether that's it. You set them where they're that way. So this radius is on the outside of this ulna. Now if this is back in here, that's a strong grip. When you hit the ball, it'll cause it to do that. You know.
Now let's say
If
someone hangs with their hands like that, you still want them to get this way.
Yes, sir.
What if they have their hands arms hanging out like that?
You got to they got to get them in here. If they're going to get a good golf swing, you got to be that way. Now you take it's a lot of way of walking. Understand? There's certain races have a slew foot. Certain people have duck foot. Like you want to stand as near to your normal position of your slant of the feet, where it's pronated in with a slewed out. But you don't want to get wide with that right foot like that. It'll block out that right side, yeah. But your left foot should be open.
Mike, are you aware of, there's a guy that's doing this functional, having your body functional. He says that everything's lined up and feet are straight ahead and all that type of thing. Is that anything that you've dealt with in kinesiology?
It doesn't line up with the proper use of the joints.
I mean, when you're just standing, not playing golf, just standing.
Oh, yes.
So, if you're out that way,
Then it's a malfunction. You got to get it. You see, you have convulsions of the spine. Hell, I just put my knee into the shoulder blade and put back on that. Finally straightened him up. You have this one side lower than the other. We got to do counteractions to those shortening of muscles. It's probably you had an injury at one time, and one muscle got locked up on him, and you had to stretch it back to where it squares them up. That's physical therapy you do. You're working with the muscles and the bone structure.
What do you do when you see somebody say that you don't have time to help them get straightened out? What do you do as far as the golf swing?
Well, you can show them how to move the left hip into a convex position, lower the right, and they can get into position. You have to show them that, You can't let them work according to their defects. You got to, if they want to get proficiency, you got to correct the defect.
Would that cause any injury to them?
No, sir. It'd be, helpful to them. I'm teaching a man right now who's got a quarter of his brain knocked out. No left side at all. His leg is stiff as it can be. And on the 3-par golf course, he shoots about 40. A quarter of his brain, he was in a water ski accident, and the propeller of the boat that he was riding in ran over him, cut off. They put a plate in the back, And the guy's doing quite well. He's in it backhanded, right-handed. And he does pretty well. I mean, he doesn't have much movement in the body. But, see, I had put him in a position where he can maintain balance and still swing that golf club, Balance on a swing is what you have to have. See, kinesthetic motion is balance in motion, see. If you don't have that, you're not going to have any good golf scores.
Mike, you worked with Jeff Sager recently. With Von Boy that's out there.
Yeah.
Who has a hip?
One hip is shorter than the other. And hell, you look at him swing the ball. Now, he's going to send you a film of what we did out there the other day. He looks as good as any pro on the tour right now. Not anyone on the tour. He was convoluting and coming around here instead of staying on the plane.
What did you do with him about his hip?
I got him to shift more than what he was shifting. And you can't tell any defect on his hip. You can't.
His right hip is higher than his left.
Yes, but you don't look at it now and see it. It looks beautiful, the swing.
Because of that setup, the way he sets up like that.
Yeah.
That restricted his shift on the backswing, you think?
Well, you see, I set him more into the left.
Then maybe shift to the right.
And then a shift to the right and back. So you can't see any of that. His left knee is working correctly now. It wasn't working correctly. The shaft was laid off to left field, which caused you outside in swing instead of having it here all. If you turn your shoulder a little bit more, it'll go a little bit toward the right field. but it also lets you bring it in on the proper plane, you see. So he was pull hooking the ball, smothering it. Now he started hitting it, boom, 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 just like that hand's going. Not this way, pulling down into a convolute like a wrapping ribbon around me from my neck down like that.
You're talking about balance, Mike. What am I just talking about with the knees hanging? There, I read the same thing Charlie talking about with alignment. When I set up my knees, this is just the way I was playing hockey all my life. My
Yeah,
knees are real bad.
but you don't want to lock up those internal busters.
You want to be more
No, sir, you don't want it to be natural. That's natural.
I just wondered if that would affect my shift at all, because when I do try to put them out...
Well, then you knee a bow out on you, and your head will move.
So it's better just to let them just hang more.
Yeah. See, I don't go into squat position because the more you squat, the more you have to raise to hit the ball.
The more you flex or squat, the more you have to raise.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out and hit some balls before lunch.
Lisa's first.